when you guys, I mean, you write Ocean Eyes, you're 18.
Yeah.
I think she was 13 at the time. You make that song and put it on SoundCloud, and just kind of take me back to that moment. Like, were you doing it just because you wanted to work with your sister because you liked her voice and you wanted to make music with her? Presumably that was the motivation. I mean, there was no way you could have known that would actually get you attention.
I loved the sound of her voice. I was really excited and passionate about being a producer, and I was begging the people around me to let me be a producer, right? Like, to me, a fundamental part of being a producer is an artist, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, who's the person I know the best that's willing to be a surrogate artist with me? You know, my sister probably. And she's 13, and so she's not going to come in and look at me and be like, you don't know what you're doing, even though I didn't. She's going to be, you know, down for whatever. I write Ocean Eyes. I play it with my band at a couple gigs or one gig. It sounds bad. I don't like how my voice sounds on it. I don't like how real drums and guitars sound on it, but I love the song. I feel really proud of the song. And I go home and I'm like, I think a girl should sing this song. Hey, Billie, do you want to sing this song? And she was like, yeah. So I play it on guitar. She sings it. I think it sounds great. I ask her if I can record it. She says, yeah. She has a dance teacher who's like, we need a song for the recital. So if you guys finish it by X date, this can be the recital song. We're like, okay, cool. We do it in this kind of like alt, synthy, indie vibe. There's like very minimal drums, very minimal synths, a lot of vocal layers. That has a lot to do, candidly, with like what we were listening to at the time, which are artists like Lapsley and Sylvan Esso and Aurora. So kind of a style that was really influential to us.
Yeah.
And we finish recording this song. I go to New York to sleep on a couch and visit my like high school girlfriend. She's going to college in New York. And my parents lived in New York and met in New York basically before they had kids. So I'm like doing that thing that you might do at like 18 where you're like calling your parents' friends from New York and being like, hey, I haven't seen you in 9 years. Can I sleep on your couch? And I have a very vivid memory of being at my dad's friend Alan Kennedy's apartment. I think it was like Alan and his wife and his son maybe. And he was like, what are you doing? You know, that was like the big question. I'm college age. I had no interest in going to college. And so they're like, what's going on? And I was like, I have a very vivid memory of being like, I'm going to play you this song that I produced for my sister. And I played Ocean Eyes. And I remember even in that room of like people I didn't really know being like, this is good. Like that was the feeling that I had. I was like, this kind of slaps.
It does. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah, we really lucked out. So I go home from New York. I was there for like 9 days. Go home from New York. I forget the exact day. It was like early November, like November 15th or something like that. It's like a Wednesday night. And I was like, should we upload it? I was like, let's upload it tonight. And so we uploaded it on like, I think a Wednesday night. I have a memory, I think, of like, I don't know what was going on that night, but it was pretty late. Like we uploaded at like 9 p.m. And probably I shared it to like my Facebook and my Instagram or something, you know, both followed by like nobody.
Yeah.
Like very few people. Next day, my stupid band is going to do a radio interview at a college, like just whatever, any favor we could pull. We go do this interview. I think it's in Orange County, so it's a long drive. The interview goes terribly. We sound terrible. I'm driving home from this interview feeling so bad. I'm like, this is like, maybe I should go to college. Like, this is stupid. I stop at a pizza place on my way home to check my email, and Danny Ruckeson, who at the time managed a producer that we had worked with, Eric Palmquist, and who I'd been sort of bugging for like a year and a half. But our band had no momentum at all. And so it was like he was just kind of doing us a favor by like responding to our email and giving us advice and whatever. Danny Ruckeson had emailed me and he was like, hey, what is this? What's Ocean Eyes? And I was like, why? And he was like, well, I saw you post about it and now it's on Hilly Dilly. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, it's a really buzzy blog. It's like a really, influential buzzy blog. They were like the first blog to post about like Lorde and the first blog to post about this. And this is all kind of a funny part of the process because, of course, this is like blogs like this. I didn't know what Hilly Dilly was, but like we'd been trying to get a blog to post my stupid band for like 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. He goes, this blog posted Ocean Eyes. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He goes, you know, I didn't know you had a sister. Like, you know, I remember you mentioning it maybe in passing, but this is so cool. How old is she? Because he knew I was only 18.
Yeah.
And I go, she's 13. And he was like, oh my God. He was like, I thought, you know, maybe you guys were the same age or whatever. She doesn't sound 13. And the blog wasn't, you know, New Music Friday on Spotify. It wasn't like instant huge streams, but it was buzzy. And Danny, our now manager, but at the time, you know, but the guy I knew was like, he was like, you should turn the free download link off on SoundCloud. He was like, because people will download it and they'll re-upload it and they'll rip it and whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And I remember, like, I think going to pick Billie up from a dance class because I drove, and I was like, hey, the song is on a blog and it's like got hundreds of streams. Like, it was like every increment of it was crazy, you know? It was like, I think it has like 2,000 streams, and that blew our mind. And, you know, like, really, like, the rest is history. Like, we suddenly were like, okay, I guess we should make some more stuff, you know? And we start sitting and writing songs together and trying to record them. And the song didn't come out on, like, Spotify, I think, for like many weeks. Like, I think my memory is that it got like 1 million plays on SoundCloud, like, before it was like really on Spotify. That could be wrong. It might have been like 100,000.
Was it posted as a Billie Eilish song?
Oh yeah, it was totally posted as a Billie Eilish song, which again, like, sort of in my quest to be a producer, right? I'm like, you're the artist Billie Eilish, and I'm the producer behind the scenes. I was not sort of trying to be like front facing with that.